Hey guys, it's Tina, and I am recording the first video in a very long time, and I'm happy to do so because it's been on my heart for a while to share this information with you guys. Many of you who follow me are doing it because you likewise have a love for financial management, planning, the Dave Ramsey lifestyle, and just making choices about how to improve your financial household so that hopefully you can retire early or at least have more freedom and less of the sense of being trapped by decisions that you make in your life. And we made a pretty significant change. By we, I mean my husband and I. We made a really big decision, and that decision was to move from Littleton, Colorado to Springfield, Missouri. Everybody who I tell that to in my personal life, like at work or just friends before we move, they always ask like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you go from the beautiful Rocky Mountains to the Ozark Mountains? And can I just first say that the Ozark Mountains are gorgeous. For those of you who have never driven through the Ozark Mountains, do not knock them, because while they don't have the majestic feel that the Rockies have, they're pretty amazing and like gorgeous. So no regrets in terms of the nature aspect of moving to Missouri. I'll be honest, I really think Missouri is one of the most beautiful places I've ever lived. It's got this phenomenal combination of, you know, U.S. heartland, farmland, kind of like ranch country combined with rolling hills. And while they're not, like I said, they're not super tall, the Ozark Mountains are really just beautiful, filled with lots of outcroppings and caves and waterfalls. I mean, it's a place to do some serious adventuring. So this is where we live now, and I'm really excited about that. But we didn't move here for the nature. We moved here because we wanted to take advantage of the investment that our house in Littleton had become. I mean, the house appreciated 84%. That's a significant amount of money that we wanted to pull out of the home. So we did exactly that. And so this video is really about two things. The first one is I want to make sure that people understand you can choose where you live. I know there are a lot of things that compound the decision, like family relationships, friend relationships, and ties to a community. But it is still a choice. And if you live in a high cost of living area, let this be a word of encouragement to you that you can pick up and move. It is not the end of the world. And thank God for the internet and for social media, because you really don't even have to miss a big beat in the life of a lot of your friends and family. So just be aware that the option exists. And for us, it's paid off really well. So it kind of leads me to the second part of my video I want to cover, which is, how do you make a choice like this? Like, what should you think about? And so it's going to be different for every family. You need to prioritize the things that are the most important to you. And the way that we tackled it, and I'll be honest, I work IT in my day job, so I'm all about requirements gathering, is we specified the requirements of the new place that we wanted to live. So I'm going to look to the side here because I have the most important ones listed out. The number one item was that it needed to be a low cost of living area. I mean, what sense does it make to sell a house in Colorado to turn around and buy a house in Seattle, right? It's even a more expensive place. So the goal was to pull the money out of our house so that we could put that money to work for us so that we can hopefully retire earlier or acquire some passive income. So number one, it needed to be a low cost of living area. Number two, it needed to have great schools. We wanted to make sure that we weren't pulling our children from good school systems to go to worse school systems. So we ensured that the elementary school system, you know, going through middle school and then going into high school, all had good ratings for the district. And we also looked for strong in-state options for college, because if Missouri works for us for the long haul, we want our children to have lower tuition options that would still be able to provide them with a really strong education. Next, the location had to have a strong regional airport. So because one of our next requirement was that the metro had to be less than 1 million people in population, because we kind of wanted to downsize all the construction and traffic and the things about Colorado we didn't like. We kind of like flipped that into what we wanted it to be in the new place. And so in regards to that, it needed to be a lower population area, but it still needs to have a strong regional airport. So we required that the regional airport have daily flights to at least 2 major hub airports, which for Springfield, it connects to both Charlotte and to Denver, and I think it also has daily flights to Atlanta. It also needed to have access to national parks and reserves that would be relatively easy for us to get to. I already mentioned how beautiful the Ozarks were, and funny story, right after we moved here, we wanted to go explore Table Rock Lake. So we saw that it's about 36 miles away, and in my mind, I'm still thinking Denver commutes and Denver traffic. So I'm like, oh, it'll probably take us like an hour and 15 minutes to get there. No joke, we were there in 36 minutes. I mean, my heart was singing. We got on the highway and it was like easy cruising. There was like, we could pass if we wanted to pass. We could stay in the slow lane if we wanted to stay in the slow lane. There was no congestion and it felt really good. So, and then the last thing is that I really wanted there to still be 4 distinct seasons. I've always lived more on the northern side of the country, and so I'm very used to having a distinct winter, spring, summer, and fall. So that was really important to me. I didn't want to move someplace where the seasons were like hot and then outrageous hot, or freezing and then not so freezing. And I definitely didn't want to deal with monsoon season, because I know some people love the sound of rain, and I do on occasion, but no, I don't want monsoon. I don't want torrential downpours that have me feeling my house is going to get washed away. So we were able to find really all of those requirements in Springfield. There were other things that we considered too, like year-over-year population growth. We didn't want to move to a dying city. We also made sure that there was year-over-year job growth, and that the city had a few industries that were noteworthy, so that it could sustain that growth that we were witnessing. And frankly, you can find all of this information on the internet. We found a lot of it by researching via Wikipedia. So I guess what I'm saying is, find out what your list of requirements is and know that the information is available to you, and then you can make a conclusion too. Frankly, we narrowed it down to 3 different cities, and then Springfield ended up winning out because it was the medium of the 3 cities that we came up with. It was the middle one in size, and it had the lowest cost of living. So we thought, it's going to have great industry opportunities, and then likewise, we're going to be able to take full advantage of the money that we pull out of our house in Colorado. So you might be asking yourself, how did that work out for us? Well, because our house in Colorado was paid off prior to moving, we were able to buy our home outright that we live in here in Missouri, and then we also had enough money left over to put down about 75% of the value of a duplex. So we now own an investment property as well. That duplex is cash flow positive, and it is bringing in, I want to say, about $1,500 monthly passive income. After we take out like the CapEx expenses and the cost that it is for just like maintaining the duplex itself, it's less than that, but still, it's money that we see coming in every month where we really don't have to work like every day on something in the duplex to see that money. So it is passive income. Aside from that, we've really enjoyed the schools. The schools have been amazing. I've already mentioned some of the adventuring that we've done. There's some beautiful terrain here that is just phenomenal. Probably the only 2 regrets that I have in this move are the fact that there are ticks here and ticks and leeches, like literal bloodsuckers, which is disgusting to me. That's probably my biggest complaint. And then also, my next biggest complaint would be that now that we're not in a major metro, I don't have the grocery store options that I used to have. I don't have the ability to, I don't have a Whole Foods. I loved Whole Foods. I wouldn't go there all the time, but I definitely hit up their bakery, and I really appreciated the organic options. So there are some things I had to let go of, but in the end, I feel the gains definitely outweigh them. I don't regret my decision, and neither does my husband, and neither do my kids. So I don't know if we'll be in Missouri forever. There are parts of me that miss the North still. I do miss having a white Christmas, because I think snow is possible here, but it doesn't really happen. So there's a little bit that misses that part of winter, but all things considered, it's been a great move for us. So I wanted to share that with all of you. And then I also wanted to mention that I'm planning to revitalize this channel and put more content out. I completed the Dave Ramsey certification for the Master Coach training, so I am a certified financial coach through Dave Ramsey's program now. I learned a lot of really great stuff in that, and it really shifted my thinking on several things, like things to consider for bankruptcy. Not that that applies for me necessarily, but for things that I might speak to a future client about. And it also shifted my perspective on things like insurance. So I want to share some of that content with you guys. It was a great program, and if anybody's thinking about it, I encourage you going through it. That is everything I wanted to speak about now, so hope you all are doing well, and goodbye.